sponge.
Boulders. What happens if you load a live cannon charge onto a live spark? Boom.
Out the piece.
So the worm snags on any little bits of debris, and then the sponge, which is lamp wool wrapped around the end of a stick, dumped in a bucket of water, is run down the barrel to get any remaining sparks. Once the cannon has been cleaned and we're confident that there's no more sparks in the barrel, we can go ahead and load it. Now, this cannon is a muzzle loader. That means it loads the front or muzzle end of the piece just like a musket does. So the charge is brought up, and it's then seated into the muzzle. Once it's in there, though, we have to push it all the way down the length of the cannon. So the sponge is flipped around to the other side, which is a ram block on it, and the cartridge is seated down the barrel. But we still have a problem. That cartridge is still closed and it needs to be opened. So they take a small pick, which will go through a little hole in the back of the cannon where you ignite the powder and rip open that cartridge. Once it's been ripped open, they can either put in a packaged in or fill primer tube that would be full of gunpowder, or in this case, just pour gunpowder down that vent to connect the inside to the outside of the cannon. Once they've done that, it is ready to fire. So cover your ears.
Gunners, make ready. Give fire.
Search me. Looking down the road for the chaos of the battle is a kind of show. So once the gun crew has been trained, they can go ahead and fire by a battlefield drill. Fire the gun around by battlefield gun. In this way, the commands are contained. You ultimately have a command for cleaning the cannon, loading the cannon, priming the cannon, or firing the cannon. And the crew is trained to go through all the steps in between. Like I said, you're expected to not only work within your own department of the military, but you're expected to work with others as well. This is a light pounder. As you could probably guess, the cannon does not weigh 3 pounds, but it fires a 3-pound cannonball. This is a light field piece. These are often up in line with your infantry, the guys on foot, moving with them and providing heavy fire support. And it does that exceedingly well. It can take a solid cast iron cannonball and accurately place it out to about 600 yards. Cover your ears. Cover your ears. Hey. Prime. Gunners, make ready. Give fire. Remember, battles are still battles. Regardless of the era, they are dangerous, chaotic places that humans don't naturally want to be. If I just kick you out into that without the proper training and discipline, you will not maintain order in battle. If you do not maintain your order in battle, you will end up running away. That's not what anybody wants. There's a big reason the Americans win the Revolutionary War, and it has a lot to do with not with adopting any new style of tactics, but mastering the traditional style of European warfare. Without training from places like Valley Forge and Baron von Steuben in 1778, well, we really wouldn't have had much of a chance. But I hope you've all enjoyed our program. If you do have any questions, I'll be more than happy to stick around and chat. But that is the musket fire. There is an account of a Hessian gun crew during the Revolution firing shots for the King's birthday. Granted, they were probably blanks like what we're doing here today, but they're reported as getting a shot off every 6 seconds. So you could average between as much as 2 to 4 rounds a minute with a full crew. Yeah, to put it in perspective, we had 2 on the crew today. A full crew on a light 3-pounder is 12. Yep. 6 are there to load and fire it. 6 are there to move and defend it past what are known as matrosas. They'd often be issued a musket or a carbine as well. So they can defend the piece if the enemy gets too close. It's not the lightest, but it is certainly one of the lightest. Traditionally on field pieces, you tend to see 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 12-pound shot. Anything above 12-pound shot is more for structures than it is for people. Blows up. Honestly, it depends a lot on the cannon and what it's made out of. If it's an iron cannon like this one, there's a not like every one of them's going to explode, but there's a much better chance of it exploding than a bronze barrel cannon, which is what you tend to want a cannon to be made out of. The bronze, Washington actually comments on this. He goes, when he's commanding bronze guns, he's commenting that usually when they do fail, they don't kill the whole crew with them. Usually tends to just vent out of one weak spot on the gun. Iron guns will, usually go off with a fissure or some impurity in the barrel, and that'll just kind of take out the whole crew with it. Yeah, but don't think that every gun blows up. It really depends on the quality of the gun. I don't have a good percentage number for you. I mean, I can list you some examples of guns explode, but it wouldn't really be yeah, that's a good way to think about it.